and welcome back. Sean here, Mountains Garage. The last Wednesday of May 2024. It's a beautiful day. Birds are chirping. Mother Nature is in her full glory. I even have a nest of baby birds on my spotlight outside my door, keeping me company. It's pretty quiet around here, but that's okay. Beautiful weekend, other than Monday was a little bit rainy and somber, I suppose, but here we are midweek and moving on. On Saturday, I went up to see a friend with another friend, and on the way back, we stopped at a couple of estate sales and a couple of yard sales, and you forget the deals that exist. It's it's nuts. I bought some oddities, stopped at four yard sales, I believe, and I think I spent $19 total. I bought a nice metal rolling cart and this set of KD snap ring pliers, internal or external, you can change the ends. Never been out of the package, $1. $1. I couldn't leave them sitting there. I almost didn't even ask about them. I said, what the heck, I gotta buy something. You know, we took the effort to get out of the truck. $1. I bought this hat, 50 cents. I also bought the Dale Earnhardt Jr. 88 National Guard Chevy die-cast for $2 and the small version of it, Matchbox size, for $1. Now that's a bargain. I've always been a Dale Jr. fan. Here we go. Today we're talking about blower belts. Even though I haven't been able to work on the blower motor since I discovered the lifter bores are too tight, I need to pull the engine completely apart. But I did machine the pulleys because it just came, the drive system it came with it is a bunch of used junk that didn't fit together. And I don't know what I'm doing. I've never had a blower before, but it's not, that hard to figure out. The pulleys needed to line up. And with a blower drive setup, it seems any obstacle that you encounter, you just continue to space both pulleys out away from the engine and the idler. I didn't want to come out too far, use up a lot of real estate, but I managed to machine a spacer for the top. That was quite a feat for me. It came out really nice. I'm proud of that. And I got it, the upper and lower pulley stuck on with one bolt. And it came with this belt right here. It's a Gates Power Grip 570H300. Now, most belts, the information you need to know is in the part number, conveniently enough. So it didn't take a whole lot of internet searching. I would have preferred a cardboard or paper catalog, but I didn't have one, but the old internet did not disappoint. And what I learned was a 570 means it's 57 inches even. If it was a 575, it would have been 57 and a half. So it's 57 inches long, or around, if you will. H, the letter H in the middle means it's a 1/2 inch pitch, which is the nubs on the inside are exactly on center, a 1/2 inch apart. 1/2 inch pitch, which they say is the loud one, and I'm okay with that, blower whine wise. And in this case, the 300 means it's a 3-inch wide belt. I already knew that because I measured it. So that's simple enough, and it was too long. My idler setup, and I'll spin you around eventually and show you what exactly I'm talking about. My idler setup is probably really old. It's unique. I think I like it better than the modern versions of it. It has a giant Allen bolt, probably 1/2 inch in the middle, that threads into the front of the blower case. It's a Y-in drive, at least the Y-in front half of the case. And there's two 3/8 Allen bolts, and there's 2 grooves for the whole idler to swing. My concerns were, it's always, packaging, and I hate when one item affects something else. In this case, the water pump. I have a short water pump, and I just today ordered a upper pulley for it. I already machined the lower pulleys. It's a 2-groove pulley I have on the bottom and a low alternator mount. But I also want to make it work with the electric pump I have bolted on there, and that's where the idler was getting pretty close to the motor on the electric water pump drive. But I want to have choices, and whatever choice I make, I don't want it to affect my blower belt setup. So the 57-inch belt was too long. The idler would swing all the way out and the belt's still loose. That's not going to work. So, using my newfound knowledge, I searched for more belts. Now, I'm glad I waited for once. One night I was looking at this part number belt, the one that came with the stuff I bought, and instead of most blower belts at $200 to $250 each, $250 each, I found a bunch of genuine Gates, on eBay. They were $40 a piece. I almost stocked up on them. It would have been more belts that didn't fit. I'm glad I waited. So, guesstimation, I could have done some measuring, probably be more scientific, but I think they only come in half sizes. So, the first belt I found, I'm not super happy with it, but it was $70, brand new. Chinese belt. Now, this belt is sold at a lot of places. The Gates, this is good stuff right here, but this, I'm sure it'd be fine, but the teeth and stuff, they aren't as robust as the Gates belt. But anyway, the part number for it was, the important numbers anyway, 550H. So I knew H was a 1/2 inch pitch, and 550 means it was 55 and a half. So that is my extreme on the short side, and I did make it fit when I got it. But fortunately, back shopping on eBay, I found one 560H 300 Gates Power Grip, the good stuff. They were asking $50 or make offer. I offered $30. I bought it for $40, and that is what is on there now. And it is perfect. I have about maybe a 1/4 inch left, maybe 3/8 even in the slot to tighten it further. I got it pretty tight right now. Everything's just sitting there, but I believe it would run right where it's at, and I have ample space between the idler and the electric motor on the water pump, and I'll know when I believe the short water pump and pulley is smaller than that, so studying the pitches I've been looking at. So I don't think I'll have an interference problem there, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. So now I have one belt I maybe use some other time. I can run the short one. It will fit, but it's tight. And if this stretches out or whatever, I could carry it in the trunk and have a spare. Although I guess the engine will run with the belt off it. So if you had to get home, the belt breaks, it's not the end of the world. I have my idler on the tooth side, which is the most popular way you see it. I read other places where you should definitely run it on the smooth side. Well, that's just not true. I think it's more situational. If you were to run the idler on the outside, pushing in, you pretty much don't have room for a water pump. They're going to have to space it out off the engine quite a ways. Not saying it can't be done, but I don't want to do it. Let me spin you around and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm completely happy with my belt alignment. You can see this is the big Allen in the middle that you'd have to loosen up, and then there's 2 Allen head bolts here. I have more room to continue to pull it out to make it tighter, but it's pretty good the way it is. I believe the belt gets tighter as the engine warms up. Everything expands. You want to start with maybe a 1/2 inch of twist in it like that, and it's probably going to get tighter. You don't want it too tight, obviously, but there's going to be some stretching. So pretty simple. We got plenty of room here for the motor. And I believe it'd be no problem when I go to the short pump, but I'll let you know when that happens. So now I have 2 grooves to work with down here. My low mount alternator is going to mount over here, which I think is going to work in my intended application for this motor. And that's it. That's the tour. I believe I mentioned my calculated overdriven percentage of the blower is around 8%, 7.9 something. I believe that's at a point, if the blower is any good at all, that it should offset its parasitic drag and, carry its own weight, if you will. So Should be fun. Again, just gonna go putting around the streets with it in a hot rod that I'm itching to start on. It's gonna be my 47 Ford pickup. It's a chopped roof cab that I picked up, originally, allegedly from the Colorado Highway Department. 47 Ford. I have a somewhat of a Model A chassis with a suicide front end, 4-link rear, Dana 60, narrowed. It's gonna be unique. I think I'm gonna give it cartoon dimensions, you know, some rake and some angle and everything. Why not, right? I don't know if you heard that. That was my bus alarm. So I guess it's time to go meet the bus. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Take her easy.